4, 3, 2, 1, go. Hey guys, Ryan here, bringing all no StarCraft commentary. This is going to be the second set in the Group A of round 32 of the Nate MSL, or not Hey MSL, no idea how it's actually pronounced. This is going to be Light, aka Light Alive, against ForGG on Fighting Spirit. And the colors are almost exactly the same. And, oh, thank Christ they're changing it. Oh, wow. Lower left-hand position, that is the 7 o'clock, we're going to have in, what is that, beige. I believe that's Light, and that means at the 5 o'clock position we're going to have as red ForGG of KT fame, of ex Hwasong Oz fame. Anyway, the guy who's been playing horribly, who's actually should be a good player and former MSL winner, but actually he's playing horribly. So there we go. We get to see a Light, Mr. Good, Mr. Solid, Mr. Not wonderful, not best, but solid, against ForGG, the timing attack dude who doesn't really timing attack much lately, but even if he does, they fail. Really was traded to KT because it was gonna help carry the team because they were doing pretty badly, but instead this season it's been all about Flash and all about Luxury and all about Violet instead. Just those guys. I believe Hoja's been playing pretty good for them too, but seriously, ForGG just turning to be a horrible purchase. I don't know what Oz got for him. I hope it was good, whatever it was. Oz, by the way, doing horribly. That whole, oh, yeah, we have only Jaedong thing really not working out for him. This is going to be Fighting Spirit, 4-player map. I'm really happy with the map choices. Really, overall, I kind of don't like that Zerg is very, very disadvantaged, in a very disadvantaged position, but there is 2 times the Zerg that there are other races. 16 Zergs, 8 tosses, 8 Terrans, so I kind of understand that, but pretty much every single map is bad for Zerg in some fashion. Usually TVZ. And I want to see what happens overall. For both these guys, their matchups are about just over 50% in TVT. They're not really known as anything, especially in TVT. And I haven't actually seen a TVT in a while, so it's kind of a breath of fresh air after that massive ZVZ fest that was the last MSL. Wow. And last OSL too, now that I think about it. Wow. Oh, very quick commands that are coming in from Light. 4-player map, he's just going to go, you know what? I'm going to build this inside of my base. It's a 14... I don't even think it's a 14cc. I'm not sure. Actually, building a rack for... I think actually it is a 14cc. Anyway, just not building it inside of his natural. He's going to build up in a fairly safe position so that it doesn't get completely backfires on him. On the opposite side, we're going to have ForGG going for his factory. So it's much more likely he's going to go for a 1-fac expand. I'm not quite sure. I'm not seeing that... Didn't quite see whether he's mining much gas or not. Scouts coming in. ForGG going to come in with that CV and Scout and Light actually move in with his own CV in the opposite direction. They're going to spot each other both pretty quickly. ForGG going to try to be annoying, try to stop this Rax from coming up, but he just by seeing that Rax, he's going to know, oh, 14cc time. Even if he didn't see it at the natural expansion, just going to float off his barracks. And, yep, going to go for that second factory. That's right, going to try to make sure it doesn't get spotted. That second factory, actually a very good idea. Doesn't allow this to be spotted. We're going to see where the Light actually gets suspicious, but he needs to get his factory up pronto right now. Get his factory up as soon as humanly possible. Make sure that ForGG does not allow him to get heavily harassed. It's going to be those 2 factories with a machine shop, and he's going to be able to go in and wreak a lot of havoc. Even if he just goes for vulture pressure, just with those 2 factories. 1 factory on the opposite side for Light. He's going to have a hard time defending, really. He's going to get that natural expansion up. So if he manages to hold this off, he's going to be in a very strong position. Extremely strong economic position, but he now is going to have a 2-factory push coming in right on him. Going to just go straight for him. I assume it's going to be a combo of bolts alongside tanks. First vulture already out. We're going to see whether he actually sends that out already to try to do some harassment, or just kind of try to make sure he waits with that. Actually going to kill the scout, so still Light not managed to get the scout on this. Very bad position overall. I assume actually the ForGG is now building tanks, I think, because we're waiting for a while. Yep, first tank already out in the way. Second factory should be producing more vultures. So let's see now. There is a barracks at the natural expansion, so at least there's due diligence from Light. Actually can add a starport already, so he's already going to go for some dropship play. Unless he was thinking of going for some Wraith harassment. Not sure quite successful that was going to be. Also adding in a machine shop right now, but there's going to be a tank on the vulture coming in right at him. ForGG has to do more. He really has to reinforce some more machine shop spinning. There's going to be a Vulture meeting 2 Vultures, a Marine. Going to take out the Marine. Going to see that spot that tank, I think. There is that one single bunker with Marines inside. And that tank is just going to be able to range that bunker. So, SCVs to repair right now. Second tank on the way. I'm thinking that's siege mode. I am really thinking that is siege mode right now. Enough SCVs to repair. Something being canceled. The upper left hand. Yeah, something funky. Apparently he was thinking of going something. He's going to go Wraiths. Apparently Light was thinking of going something funky off those 2 bases, but decided against it. Siege mode is now ready, so that bunker is going to be going down very soon. There is one single Rax to help against this. There is a machine shop on the opposite side spitting for Light, but 2 tanks now going to siege up this bunker. Going to try to be repaired, at least hold this for as long as humanly possible, but it's not going to last very long. The CVs need to stay alive. Bunker going to go down after 1 more. Okay, 2 more sheet shots. Fine, make me wrong. Marines escaping. 4 Marines. Bunker being built close to the command center just to hold this off as long as possible. Light is his first tank out. Has a Wraith, and we're going to see whether that Wraith makes a difference, because that Wraith is going to be able to attack those tanks, and absolutely nothing's going to be able to hinder him. There's the bunker actually going to go down. Vulture's going to attempt to... Nope, not going to be able to go up the ramp. At least going to prevent that. There are some SCVs at least mining gas and nothing absolutely out. The Marines are going to be held off at position. Another tank coming in from ForGG to support just the 1 single Wraith to help defend. They're going to start off by sieging this entire position all over the place. ForGG, meanwhile, beating up his armory. First Goliath already on the way. As soon as that Goliath gets in there, Wraith is going to become completely useless. 1 single tank is going to go down to that Wraith. Bear is going to be floated off. Light, however, does take the ramp, does have a tank on the ramp, takes out another ramp of ForGG's, and Light actually might be holding this off. That Wraith coming in, Goliath coming in very closely, but Light, ForGG has lost far too many tanks, not really doing too well, not pressuring heavily enough, did do some economic damage, did take out some SCVs, but that base is still there, still continuing mining. That pesky scatting rat's going to finally go down to those Wraiths. 2 Wraiths in the air. Not going to be overall too helpful. ForGG just expanding now. Wow, he's been using a lot for this pressure, but not really coming up. Very short. Light has 2 tanks alongside Marines to defend. 1 single Goliath inside of his main. Wraith's thinking of going inside and doing some damage. There are Chariot boosters upgraded, so the Wraith's not going to be able to do too much. Dropships should be on the way. It's actually really like it when a TVT. What am I saying? TVT breaks the norm. SCV that was building the natural expansion is gonna go down. Wow. Oh man, ForGG. Even that few seconds delay is bad. ForGG, you sad, poor little. Ugh. Just seriously, he used to be so good, but lately he's just really fallen off his pedestal. I looked up his ELO ranking today and I almost cried. I mean, I was never like a huge fan of his, but come on. Really, he shouldn't have become that bad that quickly. I'm not sure if leaving Oz had something to do with it, or just couldn't get his morale out in his new team after he started off not performing too well. And I don't know if he never really managed to get his morale and spirits up, but really, he hasn't been up to snuff. And Light really should be able to ride this advantage for the entire game. He's getting the control. Oh man, he's actually gonna go for a cloak. He's gonna be completely annoying. There's an academy coming up, but really those Wraiths, if used properly with cloaking, they can be so effective. The Wraiths are gonna stay inside. They're gonna cloak. There's absolutely nothing to spot for it. Actually, Light, you can just go ahead and continue killing those tanks. Scan is not quite up yet. ForGG does have finally his natural expansion. 2 cloaked Wraiths is going to push this Rax up. Damaging that Rax, of course, also pretty good because, well, ForGG. What do you need a Rax for? Build factories, right. ForGG pushing in with quite a few tanks, so at least he's holding the bridge, keeping on the pressure. He does have quite a few troops on the ground, but overall not enough damage. That Rax, being floated down just so it can be repaired, so it's actually going to survive. Light positions himself on his side of the bridge to siege off, and he forces to try to do something funky. Goliath's also taking a lot of damage. So ironic. Wraith's taking out Goliaths. It's ironic in its own simple way. Comstat Station is finally on the way, so hopefully Light pushes away with his Wraiths. Still cloaked, so he had them on the field for a very long time, so didn't lose him. Might as well cloak him. Taking out 1 tank, probably going to be able to take out 1 more. Finally, scans going off. So those Rays going to have to wait a little while before they go in and finish off that one single tank. ForGG does have a lot of tanks on the ground, adding in more factories, so he does have that advantage. Does have an armory up, so he's going to have his upgrades quicker. But Light, okay, fine. His natural expansion didn't hold up from the very beginning for very long, but still, ForGG not managing to do as much damage as he should have been able to do. I still got to give the advantage to Light, because the longer this game